Hello everyone, welcome to this special holiday edition of Jefferson College Today, seen every week on JCTV and online at jeffco.edu. I'm your host Roger Barentine, and with that, let's take a look at the latest news and information about Jefferson College with locations in Hillsborough, Arnold, Cedar Hill, Imperial, and online. Well, although the college is closed for the holidays beginning December 17th, it's not too late to register for spring semester college credit classes for a better job, a better career, or a better life. In addition to an online virtual campus that's available 24/7, classes are available at 4 locations throughout Jefferson County, including Hillsborough, Arnold, Cedar Hill, and Imperial. Now, a complete list of available degree and certificate programs, which is broken down into arts and science as well as career and technical education programs, is located on the Jefferson College website at www.jeffco.edu. Now, some of the many programs include electronics and robotics, engineering, accounting, business information technology, criminal justice, chemistry and biology, psychology and sociology, and many more. And by the way, you may want to note that not all of those programs are available at all locations. Now, residents can also pursue a bachelor's degree without ever leaving Jefferson County thanks to the college's cooperative partnerships with Missouri Baptist University and the University of Missouri St. Louis. For those who work full-time or have family responsibilities, the community college offers a variety of flexible class options that include evening, online, Saturday, and once-a-week formats. Jefferson College in-district tuition and fees are among the lowest compared to other colleges, universities, and private schools in Missouri. And since its creation in 1963, Jefferson College has continually been the #1 choice for higher education and training by Jefferson County residents. To help students succeed, the college also offers personalized support services, including the Advising and Retention Center, Project Success, financial aid and scholarships, a career development center, an honors program, peer tutoring, writing and math labs, disability support, a learning center, and child care services. Now, to receive more information about spring semester classes and programs throughout the holidays, be sure to visit www.jeffco.edu. All Jefferson College sites, by the way, will reopen at 8 a.m. on Monday, January 3rd. Well, in other news, the Jefferson College Foundation has begun its Viking Fund Drive for 2010-11 in an effort to help deserving students improve their quality of life with a high-quality college education, despite facing critical circumstances due to the economic weakness of the region and the nation. For many students, economic hardship has created an extreme need for assistance and support in order to attain their educational goals and dreams. Proceeds from the drive will be used directly for scholarships, course-specific equipment and supplies, educational technology, tutoring, textbook, and campus improvements to meet student needs. The foundation is seeking support from alumni, community members, businesses, college faculty and staff, administration, as well as past donors as the campaign continues through June 30th of 2011. And by the way, certainly any amount can be given. Jefferson College students range from graduating high school seniors taking their first steps toward becoming self-supporting adults to displaced workers forging a new career path while struggling to maintain and feed their families. In fact, many students who face personal and/or financial circumstances are not eligible for state or federal assistance, and those who are eligible face a dwindling supply of funds that may disappear before they complete their education. Contributions to the Viking Fund are an investment in our community because these donations make a difference in the lives of students striving to reach their educational and personal goals, said college president Dr. Raymond Cummiskey. Scholarships allow students to improve their careers, their lives, and the lives of their families. And participation in this important campaign results in a more highly educated workforce, which directly impacts our community and region improving the quality of life for everyone. Components of the drive will include a postcard mailing to past donors, individual visits with potential donors by Foundation board members, and Foundation consultant Tom Burke, as well as an online donation form on the Jefferson College website and appeals to college faculty and staff, a mailing to alumni, appeals to former Jefferson College athletes, and special events such as the Jazz Up the Carnival dinner and auction on April 30th of 2011. The fund drive will also include a stewardship component where donors will be thanked and recognized in a variety of ways, including contact by current students. Now, while tuition here at Jefferson College is among the lowest in Missouri, many students could not afford to attend college without some form of financial aid. And as a result, an investment in students returns long-term rewards and makes a lasting impression. Now, last year, the Foundation awarded $30,311 in scholarships, provided $19,900 in emergency loans to 43 students, and provided $10,000 for a multitude of campus improvements and services. For additional information about the Viking Fund, be sure to contact Jefferson College Foundation consultant Tom Burke at 636-797-3000 or 942-3000, extension 104. Well, Jefferson College was recently honored at the Governor's Conference on Economic Development for the implementation of the WorkKeys Job Skills Assessment System in partnership with CG Power Systems of Washington, Missouri. Pictured from left are Brandy Brown, Training and Employment Specialist with CG Power Systems, Bruno Verlest, Manufacturing Manager of CG Power Systems, Missouri Governor Jay Nixon, Mark Schillenbeck, President of CG Power Systems, Mary Schaffner, Human Resources Manager with CG Power Systems, Brian Herrick, Jefferson College Director of Workforce and Community Development, and Debbie Breeden, Program Coordinator at East Central College. CG Power Systems, along with Jefferson College, East Central College, and the local Jefferson Franklin Workforce Investment Board, accepted the Innovative Industry Training Award by Governor Jay Nixon. The award is given to business or a group of businesses demonstrating outstanding accomplishments resulting in a positive impact on its community, its workforce, and/or its own bottom line through involvement in industry training and education. As part of CG Power Systems' $20 million investment effort to build a wind generator power transformer production facility, the company decided to pursue the WorkKeys Skills Assessment System as a solution in the creation of new jobs and the expansion of the company's workforce. Jefferson College Director of Workforce and Community Development, Brian Herrick, provided an in-depth informational presentation session on WorkKeys for both managers and union leaders. And an implementation plan overview then was subsequently developed for the company, which included job profiling used to set benchmark assessment standards for jobs, WorkKeys assessments, skill enhancement, training, and as well as the issuance of a National Career Readiness Certificate. Lastly, CG Power Systems finalized the construction of the new plant, and then they hired the key staffing positions utilizing the WorkKeys system. The entire project was a partnership between business and industry, the Arnold Career Center, and of course, Jefferson College. Jefferson College, by the way, is considered a leader in the state of Missouri with regard to utilization of the WorkKeys system as a workforce development tool to assist local companies in strengthening and expanding their workforce. Jefferson was the first community college in the state to provide WorkKeys as an assessment measure for all career and technical education majors, and is a state leader in promoting the National Career Readiness Certificate. Developers of the WorkKeys assessment system have indicated that the CG Power Systems partnership will now be used as a national case study to market WorkKeys to business and industry. If you'd like more information on the WorkKeys contact, be sure to contact Jefferson College Director of Workforce and Community Development, Brian Herrick, at 636-797-3000 or 942-3000, extension 168. Well, in other news, about 30 area female students in grades 9 through 12 from 6 local high schools recently participated in the High-Tech Careers for Women workshop at Jefferson College, where they learned about several programs and careers that are typically male-dominated. Hosted by the Jefferson College Tech Prep staff, the High-Tech Careers workshop gave each student an opportunity to experience programs and realize their own potential for entering into non-traditional careers. Now, before the event, each participant selected a program of interest from among 4 Jefferson College career and technical education offerings. And students were then assigned to a team which participated in hands-on demonstrations. The High-Tech Careers for Women sessions included automotive, computer information systems, electronics, and heating, refrigeration, and air conditioning. In addition to demonstrations in each program and campus tours, Regional Career Education Coordinator Tanya DeGonia discussed gender bias and motivation for women to enter non-traditional careers. Now, last year, Tech Prep hosted the High-Tech Careers for Men with sessions on veterinary technology, nursing, business information technology, and early childhood education. And finally, to support the mission of Jefferson College, JCTV is always working to provide viewers with educational and informational programming that is unique and exclusive to Jefferson County. If you have suggestions regarding the types of programs you'd like to see here on JCTV, feel free to contact the station by writing to JCTV 1000 Viking Drive, Hillsboro, Missouri 63050, or by simply emailing jctv@jeffco.edu. That will do it for this edition of Jefferson College Today. Stay tuned now for today's interview as I visit with the president of Jefferson College, Dr. Raymond Cummiskey, when Jefferson College Today continues. And on behalf of everyone here at Jefferson College, we'd like to wish you and your family a very happy and blessed holiday season. You're watching Jefferson College Today here on JCTV. I'm your host, Roger Barentine, and this afternoon here, my guest is Jefferson College President, Dr. Raymond Cummiskey. Hi, Dr. Cummiskey. Welcome to Jefferson College Today.
Thank you, Roger. Happy holidays.
Well, the news, as I've been out in the community the last several weeks, has been everywhere, and I think the first place to start today is a congratulations to you. You've gotten recently a contract extension, a 2-year contract extension, so I know that must be very pleasing to you, and as I said, you probably heard it from a number of folks in the community.
Well, I did, Roger, and it's great. It's good to get that affirmation, to kind of get that behind you so we can focus on some big challenges ahead, but it's nice to get that contract concern behind us and move on to more important things.
With that, as you mentioned, that we're recording this here at the end of December, and it's really a time for a retrospect, if you will, as we look back over the last 12 months at Jefferson College. There's certainly been a lot of progress made here at the institution, and as you look at those things, and as I said, they're really wide-reaching. What are some of the things that perhaps you're most proud of as Jefferson's president in the year 2010?
Well, it certainly has been an exciting year. A year we've seen a great deal of different kinds of activities. But I guess first and foremost has been our ability to service the community. We've taken steps to open up our courses. We've taken steps to be more accessible to the public. We've taken courses to address some real public needs. And so I really feel like we've made some significant strides along that way. Obviously, first and foremost, the enrollment growth has been significant. We've completed now a 5-year cycle of growth that has resulted in that time period of about a 35% growth overall for the college. And that just simply gives us the capacity, again, going back to community service. What services can we provide and where can we provide them and who can we provide them to? The more students we have, the greater tuition dollars we have coming in the doors, the more we have the opportunity to serve our constituents. Certainly our ability to go out and get federal grants and to be competitive in that realm has been increased by our increased enrollment. And being more aggressive in that realm, we've been able to address not just budget issues, but program development that is certainly so critical. When you look at our expansion, first starting with an Imperial campus, where we took the Old North facility and repurposed that into a training facility for law enforcement and EMT paramedic. And then followed that up with the opening of the new Cedar Hill facility, which will greatly increase our capacity to serve the residents of the northwest part of the county. Followed up by our expansion at the Arnold campus, where we see continued enrollment growth and demand for our services, as well as meeting the needs of our campus here in Hillsborough. We've added parking, we're renovating facilities, we're trying to expand our services. And not to overlook probably the most explosive growth area we've had, and that's with the online courses. So we've been able to develop a whole process where we're more accessible. We've kept our tuition low, so we certainly are more affordable, and we've just becoming a more important educational option for the people of Jefferson County.
With that, I know one of the things that you've been really involved with since day one as college's president is the implementation of a process by which Jefferson College can look at long-range planning. It was an outgrowth of the Higher Learning Commission's visit. You've gotten input not only from the community but from faculty and staff. How has that process as well aided in the progress that the college has made in the last year?
Well, as I've said before, you can't underestimate the importance of good planning, and good planning puts you in a position that you can make healthier decisions when you come across issues that need to be addressed. I think the Cedar Hill opportunity is a great example of that. We were looking at ways to expand our services in the Northwest when the opportunity for that building came along. So we were already thinking along those lines, and we were able to react more quickly. Our planning process overall at the college has been going great guns. It takes a long time to develop a long-range vision, but I think we're very close to having that completed. But more importantly, we've really addressed the way we think about the future. We've really addressed ways that we process it through the institution. And most importantly, we're working very hard to make sure our plans and our budget expectations more closely align, which is always the end result. Can we afford to do what we dream about doing?
Well, as you talk about affordability, you know, it's no secret we have all, to a person, been impacted in terms of the dismal state of the economy over the last couple of years. And as an institution, I would assume that has been no different. What kinds of things has the college done throughout the past year to pursue external funding as well as support the institution's growth, given these kinds of harsh realities of the economic downturn?
Well, you couldn't have said it any better, Roger, in terms of the harsh conditions we faced. We know the economy has struggled. People are looking for education to give them the training and the skills that they need to get back into the workforce. Our local industries, while they're struggling and perhaps even downsizing, they still need us to help train them. So we've had a lot of pressure on us to meet community needs, all the while facing the budget shortfalls. Well, the first thing, as we mentioned a little bit ago, is going after grant funds, because to really train a new workforce, we need to identify the high need areas. And we did identify through our Training for Tomorrow grant and some of our other Department of Labor grants the need to supply more healthcare workers. And so we went after those funds. We raised over $2 million in those funds, and we're now addressing career fields in healthcare that will put people back to work. In addition, we've talked about the importance of the internet. We went after a stimulus package grant called the BTOP grant to provide training and access and information about high-speed broadband and how you can use the internet in your everyday life. Closer to home on campus, financial aspects have been a real rallying point. A lot of campus leaders have come together and worked very hard to make sure that Jefferson College is not only responsible, but almost a leader in making sure that our budget concerns don't take away our ability to serve the community. College employees have gone a couple of years without a raise, and that's quite a sacrifice to ask any public servant to make. We have balanced budgets. We have cut back on programs that were not high producers. We've put our focus on areas that we thought were growth. And we've just tried to be very judicious in every expenditure, and the results have paid off. We are in a position that even facing a significant budget shortfall for next year from the state, somewhere we think at close to 20% cut, we're going to be okay. Jefferson College will financially remain strong because of the hard work we're doing today.
Another of the initiatives you brought with you from Illinois at Southeastern Illinois College was the emphasis on using broadband technology, and you've already mentioned that just a bit. But as the college is really taking a leadership role over the last several months, hosting a need for high-speed broadband internet discussion and forum, as you sit, being obviously a leader in this community, in this county, how vital is improved broadband service, not necessarily just for education, but for all quality of life issues to residents in this county?
Roger, I think broadband is a critical aspect of the future of Jefferson County. It certainly plays a key role in economic development. You'd be hard-pressed to find many industries today that do not use the internet on their daily business life. At our forum, we had Hobson Lumber from DeSoto, and we had Jefferson Regional Hospital come from their point of view. We had school districts come talk to us about how they use the internet on a regular basis. It's really becoming very quickly ingrained in our society. For Jefferson County, it's even more critical because we butt up against a metropolitan area. We're not just competing, though, against St. Louis, we're competing against the world. And so our ability to compete globally is important, and the internet is the way that we do that. So having good, consistent broadband coverage throughout the county is critical in that way. Organizations, companies, medical professionals all use the internet in their daily lives. And my favorite slogan now is to compete globally, but live locally. And to do that, we really need to have broadband access consistently throughout all corners of the county.
Beyond that, you're an individual, you're a president that literally walks campuses every day. You talk to faculty, staff, and more importantly, you talk to students. How is the recently announced 2010 and 11 Jefferson College Foundation Viking Fund campaign essential to helping students? We talked a little bit in the news portion earlier today about that, but you talk about the economy, you talk about the fact that folks have really been hit hard. How then important does the Viking Fund set the stage for folks who are desperately in need of financial assistance to help them achieve their goals and dreams?
All I can say is that students today are more in need of financial support than ever before. We oftentimes forget, because we work so hard to keep our tuition affordable, to keep our fees low, that students still need that step up. They've got to live their lives, support their families. Many of them are juggling perhaps part-time jobs while they come to school. But the reality is that the cost of education continues to rise, the cost of daily living continues to rise, and our students don't need a large hand, but they need a hand. The difference between your support and the Viking Fund and not can make the difference whether a student buys his books, or whether or not they get the proper uniform if they're in a technology program, or whether or not they have to take a semester off to save up enough money and come back, which can then delay their ability to enter the workforce and be really high productive taxpayers of Jefferson County. The Viking Fund is not about just handouts. It's about taking people in need and helping them really reach their educational goals. And it's probably more necessary today than it ever has been, because we every day hear stories about students who are scraping just to make ends meet on a daily basis.
Is there ever a gift to the Viking Fund that's too small?
There really isn't. If you think about what $10 a month would bring, $120 a year, well, for many students, that's a couple of courses of textbooks, or it can cover the course of taking that extra class, or it could be gas money to the college for a month. So any gift, no matter how large or small, no how often its frequency, is critical for the support of our students, because that Viking Fund gets turned over in the use of students and make sure that they have the ability to meet their educational goals.
Dr. Cummiskey, in your role as both a community leader and a college president, you look back across the year 2010, you spoke already about enrollment increases, you talked about expansion of facilities and programs, you spoke about the need for improved broadband service and the pursuit of grants. How do you feel, and when you look at all that this college is doing, and certainly in its growth, what do you feel is perhaps the strongest asset of Jefferson College?
Well, sometimes it's tough to pick one thing, but I would say first and foremost our number one asset is our employees, because we've asked so much of these folks. They are working with unheralded numbers of students. They've not taken raises. They've gone out and made sure that classes are available. And they really are working not only for the good of our students, but for all of Jefferson County. Close behind that is the support we get from the community. I don't think I'd been here 2 days before I'd heard the phrase that Jefferson College is the gem of Jefferson County. But really what amazes me is I hear that all the time, that we get such great community support and that people really do value the educational access and the services that we provide. And they recognize and appreciate our work with economic development and the things that we do to help make Jefferson County a better place to live. And so you talk about community support. There are many colleges that are located in a community, but we really feel like we're a part of the community and that we're widely appreciated.
And for a final thought today, we close the book on the year 2010 and yet open a new book with unwritten pages for 2011. What goals and vision then do you have as a community college president for Jefferson as we move into a brand new year?
Well, assuming what we've already said, we know we have financial challenges ahead of us, certainly. But there have been many priorities set out at the national and the state level that the college needs to address. The national focus on degree completion was picked up by Governor Jay Nixon, and it was one of his 4 elements that he outlined in his educational plan this summer. And so we're working very hard to identify what it takes for students not only to finish a degree, but to increase the overall degree attainment rate in Jefferson County. There are financial concerns regarding programs like the A+ program that we're working very hard to make sure that kind of program continues, again, because it's a question of access and support for our students. And last but not least, you know, when you look at our role with business and industry, one of our major goals is going to continue to be support local businesses so that we will be more attractive as that business community grows, because we know that the future of the prosperity of Jefferson County rides with the businesses who exist here today.
With that, we're about out of time today. I do appreciate the visit. Best to you and your family in 2011, and appreciate the time.
Thank you, Roger. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Well, there you have it. Again, some terrific information. Jefferson College is growing. It's expanding. And as we look back in 2010, it's really been a year to celebrate progress and growth here at Jefferson College. Well, that will wrap it up, not only for Jefferson College Today, but for the year 2010. We appreciate the community support throughout the year, and we appreciate you watching. We'll see you here right next time here on JCTV. Thanks for watching. Have a great holiday season.